we are summoners going to try to bond with our spirits in Piri Piri Summoners. So it's the back of the box actually, and that's the front.
Yes.
Which has got no animals.
It's got no animals here, so this is a clear glass clear plastic.
It's plastic, not glass.
It normally contains these lovely little animal creatures of decor.
Yeah, so I like this wild boar because it's got pink nose and it's got one of the eyes is white. As you also allude, it's going to be decor.
Here we have a little hare with some floppy ears, and the tanuki here, little bear, and then the capybara.
Yeah, so we are basically playing cards from our hand to the common area to try to win or get rid of our cards, certain cards to win.
Yes, it's a tactical card layout game. As you'll see, there's a few tricky things going on here.
And Mokuomo, we've played their previous games. They have these rocks which they craft into different tactical balancing game, and there's no balancing in this one, but it also has this like the wooden, so they call it rocks. Yeah.
Little handcrafted wooden pieces. So this is very much what Mokuomo is known for. Their games are beautiful. They work as decor as well as games, and you can do a little bit of balancing. Look.
Well, that's not part of the game. Well, lucky this is not part of the game, otherwise Tarrant will lose straight away. Anyways, what we'll do is we are going to do playthrough, and we are going to give you a quick overview at the start, and then keep letting you know how the game plays.
Yes, and hello, I am Tarrant.
And this is Stella.
Yes, so from Mokuomo, this game plays 2 to 4 players. We're showing you at 2 players today. It was designed by Louis Su and Emio Poon. Art by Emio Poon as well.
Nice. All right, let's get to it.
Yes, so first let's pick I'm going to be capybara.
I'm going to be the wild boar. It's so cute. I like the nose, the pink nose.
Okay, so the hare and Tanuki will be spectators over here on the side. Just, watch us play. So this is a game which is fundamentally played with what is essentially a deck of playing cards. These are slightly modified because they have some special powers, which we'll see in here, but it is fundamentally a 54 card playing card deck. The cards are split into 2 types in this game. So the jacks, queens and kings, those are called spirit cards. And those spirit cards, each of us starts with 3 in hand. I'm just going to secretly show you mine here.
I'm not looking.
These, Stella can't see them. And then Stella will have 3 in hand as well.
Which is this one here.
Yep.
Top.
These are called spirit cards, and the main way to win the game is to get all of them played onto the table, because there are specific scenarios where you can play them. All the other cards, so that's ace through 10 plus the 2 jokers, those are called playing cards. You'll see there's one in the middle of the table here. Each of us starts with 4 of those in hand. And there's a market over here. We're basically going to be picking up these cards and playing them on the table constantly. And there's a couple of placement rules, and we'll get into those as we go along. Now you'll also see that in front of each of us we have 8 of these lovely wooden coins. These are called mana. And some of our actions are going to cost mana. And at the end of the game, if no one gets all 3 of their cards out, which as I said before is one of the ways to win, then we'll score the game based on who's got the most points. Mana is worth 1 point, and each spirit card you play is worth 2, 4, or 6 points, depending on whether it is a jack, queen, or king.
Yes. Well, this is like already cute looking, but this is all prototype because it's going to crowdfunding when we record it. So
what we're going to be trying to do to get our spirit cards played is to create a little pattern surrounding it, depending on its strength. So I just go to the unused cards here. Normally we're not supposed to see these as well, so we don't know exactly what our opponent has. Here we have, this is a red jack, and in order to play your red jack, you need to have 2 red cards opposite where you're going to play it. So if we had a red card in this empty space and this empty space, then we could play this jack in between it, either on top of an existing card or into an empty space. And that would get it out onto the table. It also costs 2 mana to play it, that's shown there. And that would be worth 2 points. It's the easiest one to get out into play. And just for clarity there, it could also, the reds could also be on the sides.
As long as it's orthogonal. They're orthogonally adjacent.
Orthogonal and opposite.
Correct.
Now, in order to play a queen, you need to get 3 cards around in a triangle, and kings are the hardest of all to play. You need 4 cards essentially in a square in order to play your king onto the table. So it becomes this interesting matter where if you've got a hand of cards which has a lot of kings in it, it becomes quite hard to play them. But if you can force the game to a conclusion where you haven't played all of your cards, the ones you've played are going to be worth more points. So a few interesting balances there. So I reckon let's get into it. We'll explain the placement rules as we go along. So
1, 2, 3. You go first.
I will go first.
I mean, I assume the winner will go first.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, so let's quickly, secretly look again at my spirit cards. These are the colors that I will want to try to create patterns of. So I'm going to take a card first of all. So there's 4 playing cards in my hand. I need to go up to 5, which normally is going to be 1 drawn blind from the deck. Or I can spend a mana to draw 1 from the supply here if there's one there I really want. So that can be tricky because you don't get more mana in the game. No new mana enters play. And you need to keep enough to play your spirits.
Or you can, put in a position that you gain that from your opponent.
Yes, there are ways to steal mana from your opponents,
yeah.
which we'll see shortly. So I'll do the simple thing. I will draw 1 card blindly from the deck. And then I'm going to choose a card to play. I'm going to play this one. This is a red 4. And with this I can explain most of the placement rules. You can never place a card so that it doesn't touch any other card. You can always place a card so that it only touches other cards diagonally. Or you can play a card orthogonally as long as it meets specific rules. And there's really one thing that you can't do, and that is put a weaker numbered card of a weaker suit next to a card already on the table. So if you look at this icon here, this is the critical icon. You'll see the red is overlapping the green on top. That means red is a stronger suit than green. Red is underneath the blue. So red is weaker than blue. Red is neutral to itself and it's neutral to yellow. So I could put a red next to any green, any yellow or any red. But in order to go next to its stronger suit, which is blue, it would have to be a higher number, which it is not. So I am not legally allowed to place this here. But I can go and place it diagonally because there is no suit or number restriction to place diagonally. So that is what I shall do. All right, then after any placement, it's a general rule, you take your wooden sculpture and you place it on that card. And this is where the
I'm
fighting...
Put it this way because you can see it from overhead maybe, maybe not.
So this is where fighting for mana is going to come into play. My sculpture is kind of at risk while sitting here. If you can create a way to kick it off the board, you steal one of my mana. And there's a couple ways to do that. You could consume the card by playing a red spirit card, which consumes it. You could surround the card on either side with its stronger suit. So this would need a blue card either side to do that. Or you could just drop an ace on top of the card. Aces, they can be placed onto anything and they do get rid of the wooden figures that are there.
All right, my turn. I will draw and I will play also the red card and I'll put it up here. So it doesn't actually consume Tarrant because, well, it's not next to your card, and I will put my animal here, my wild boar here. Maybe I should do it like this. Mine's standing up, yours is laying down.
All right, well, I'm going to stand up as well then.
Oh, okay. It's like that, isn't it?
My turn. Now, one card which has been floating out here in the market, which is a powerful one, is the Joker. So the Joker, it has no number, but you can count it as any suit. So it's pretty good and flexible to have. So I'm going to give up 1 mana, return that to the supply, to take that into my hand instead of drawing blind off the deck. I think that is going to serve me well as we go forward. All right, and I replenish that right away. And then I'm going to keep going diagonally. I'm going to play this blue 10 out here. I've moved my sculpture down to there, but now I have created a space where I can play my blue jack. So we're going to see this for the first time. I have to spend 2 mana to play the blue jack. So I actually earn no points out of this. I get closer to the victory condition, but the jack is worth 2 points for having played it, but the mana costs me 2 points. So it's a no point play, but it's a very simple play. I move my sculpture onto the jack, and it has these 2 cards, opposite and orthogonal. They get consumed. So they're put under the deck.
All right, I'm gonna just draw it from here, and I will play this card. Now, I can't play it here because Jack, or blue is a stronger suit than red, as stated here, and Jack is higher than 10, so I cannot play here. I mean, I can play here, I can play here, but I want to play here because then I can play my queen. Ta-da! So I will move mine here straight away, and it cost me 2. Yep. Let's put it there. And now well, that's one of my 3 cards that I need to play, and I will consume these 3 and put them under the deck.
Alright, so we've both got spirit cards out very quickly. Well done. And if we're looking at points, you're now certainly well ahead because you have 1 extra mana and a stronger card on the board. I'm going to take my turn. I'm going to take, it's the turn where the least happens. It's the 3rd option on your turn. I'm just going to cycle cards.
Okay.
Not fully happy with the cards in my hand. So I'm going to take a card, unseen to you, and just slot it straight under the deck and draw a new one without showing it to you. So I'm doing that. Hopefully I'm going to try to get cards that suit me better. My capybara is in a safer position at the moment, being on a spirit card as well. So
you can see these 2 are my spirit cards. I'm going to try to get these color out, surrounding it so I can play these cards. So what I can see right now, I have these ones, these 2 that I can probably play. There's a few on the cards available I can buy, but I'm just gonna go there. I'm not that desperate yet, so I'm gonna save money because I do need money to play my spirit cards. And with this one, I'm actually going to play this one right away. I'm gonna play here. Okay. So safe play.
Okay.
And move my mini there.
Okay, so I can see that you're trying to set up something in blue here, and that's quite dangerous. So remember earlier on I got an ace, and we'll show the ability you can do with an ace regardless of the suit. If you see what's shown here, this ace it always has this icon, and it can go on top of anything. So what I do is I place this on top of a existing card. I can place it normally, but I place it on top of a card. Because you're on that card, it's going to remove your sculpture, and I get to steal 1 of your mana. So anytime you remove someone's sculpture from the board, you steal a mana. And this card goes onto the bottom of the deck, like so, and then this takes its place. And then I jump over to it. So getting rid of that risk a little bit there.
Yeah, that's probably still a good play.
And sorry, I should have drawn a card before I started that, but there was never anything else I was going to do.
You were set to destroy my card and steal my money.
Yes.
All right, in that case, I'm going to put the green here. So green is stronger than yellow. I might try to flank your yellow, your spirit animal. But you have a turn, so you can just leave somewhere else before I have a chance to do it.
True, but it does put that yellow at risk if I'm trying to build up yellows.
Yes.
So now what I'll do is draw a card, and I'm going to do something tricky. So it's always a risk to have your sculptures out there, particularly when there's jacks still in the game. So I'm going to play this card here. This is a green 6, so sorry, flip that over. It is stronger than yellow, so it can go there. I move my model over there. And if you remember before, I said you can play a spirit card whether the space you're putting it on is occupied or not. So I can put this jack here. I jump onto the jack, and it's going to consume these cards, including the one you're on.
that's a
So I get to
very
steal another one of
smart
your
play.
manas.
Well done.
So I
Tarrant.
steal your mana. I have to pay the 2 mana that was going to take that action. And we consume the cards that were both surrounding it and under, put them under the deck. So I've got 2 of my spirit cards out now.
Yeah.
Both jacks. You've got 1 queen out.
I got to do something here. Gotta get my card, and I'll play this 4 green right there. Hello. Sorry. Hello, I'm back.
Right, you seem quite interested in green, which suggests to me that you have something higher than that. The other thing I'll point out is that the jack can contribute to the cost of a queen, and the jack and the queen can contribute to the cost of a king, which is not the same in reverse. So I need to be worried about you having the queen and either consider how can I stop it or how can I get away so you don't knock me off the board. So a couple things to look out for here. If I want to just stop you from getting greens, I don't have that capability because there are 2 greens out there in the market. And one of them is a 10, and 10 is strong. So if you've got the green queen here, what I need to hope is that you have no green cards, because I think if you have a green card, you'll be able to find a way of making it work. But what I can do here, hear me through on this, I'm going to spend a mana to take the green 10, because you remember this is the strongest of the playing cards, and if I were to lay down a red, which is the strongest suit, this could still go over the top of it. So at least taking this away from you leaves you with only the green 2 as an option. Then I will come in with the 5 red, so that is the stronger card. I'll put it here. And now that means you won't be able to place a green that is lower than 5 in either of these spots.
At least
So
you're not going to be flanked.
Yeah, so I'm trying to hedge that one out and hope that you can't score it in a different area.
I got to do something here, Tarrant. Which I will do this one. Ha! I happen to have the ace. So that was not the highest one after all.
Yeah, so I was hoping I'd find a way to get around it. So the ace will, and it can be placed on top of any card. It can also be placed next to any card. It is the highest of the playing cards.
Correct.
It runs from 2 to ace. So
Now I can play.
hopefully you don't have the queen. That's the last thing. I don't know for sure that you have the queen.
Ta-da!
You have the queen.
I have the queen, so bye-bye, Tarrant. So this gets discarded. So
Yep, so you'll pay your 2 mana.
I will do that first.
You'll place the queen down. It will consume the 3 cards around it.
Yep.
You move your sculpture onto that. Those cards will go back to the bottom of the deck. And unfortunately, my sculpture comes back and you get a mana.
Yay! So that means I have only 1 more spirit card in my hand.
And I also have only 1 more. So this could get tight. We also only have 3 mana left each. So that could become a tight part of the game. If I can stop you from having 2 mana, that's another way for me to stop
actually
you
true.
from scoring.
I'm winning.
So I will take a general turn. I shall draw a card. And I will play this one here, green 9. Here we go.
I think you probably have some green things. Green spirit, maybe
I mean,
not.
it may just be what I have in hand, right? You
Sure.
still don't know what my card is.
Sure.
And I put my sculpture on it.
I'm going to take the blind one here. And I'm going to try to play, well, I am playing this one here. So blue is neutral compared to green.
Yeah. Just flip it that way. So yeah, blue is neutral.
Yep, and move my animal there.
I'm in potentially a very dangerous situation here if your last card is blue. So I'm going to get in the way of that.
It's kind of like you're trying to block me, I'm trying to block you. I think you might have green, but we'll see.
Yeah. I'm going to take a risk here and go very poor on mana. I'm going to spend a mana to draw this blue ace. Replace that. And then I'm going to play red ace onto your wild boar. So I get 1 of your mana.
Yep.
And this card is returned to the deck.
Now I have only 2. That means that I have to have minimum of 2 mana to play my last card.
Yes.
I'm gonna play this one here. Upside down. 2 red. So red is better than green, so I can play it here.
Right, you could also be trying to set up for... you've already got the red queen out there, so that can't be the case.
And maybe king. Maybe red king.
Maybe, although this jack would be in the way, so it would be very hard to place the red king there. I will draw a card. I will place the green 10 up here, and I shall jump up to here.
Alright, so we are going to show you flanking, right? We've set up for that now. So I will buy one of the cards there, the red one. I will play it here, right? So what happened here is red is bigger or stronger than green. So there are 2 reds in between this green, and hence I will remove this card, including your animal, and means I will take 1 money out of you. So now we have 2 manas each. Not money, mana.
Yes. No, that was a bit of a risk there. I was betting on you not wanting to spend that mana and reduce down below 2.
Yeah, it is risky. Now I only have 2, but we show you how that flanking works.
Yes. All right, I shall draw a card, and I need to really try to prepare for my own attempt at flanking, because now you're getting some reds set up here, so I'm going to put this blue up here. Blue is stronger than red.
All right, then that means that I will play this blue 8. I don't want to get flanked, right? I'll move there.
Okay, and because blue is stronger than red, you flanked the reds, so this one is removed.
Yep, but no one's on it.
Yes. Okay, now there's a risk there if you've got blue. I'm quite concerned about that because I think you were looking at blue earlier, so I'm going to play the blue ace on the blue 8 to kick you out and drain your mana. So now you need to find a way to get another mana before you can play that blue. And I should have drawn a card before I did it.
I'm going to do the third option that you have done before. I'm going to put this at the bottom of the deck and then draw the top one. So that way I don't put my animals anywhere on the play area and not losing my last mana.
Try to preserve that last bit of mana.
Yes.
Very, very sensible, very tactical, I think.
I don't know about that. So which card are you going to draw on that one? I'm going to spend your money? Mana?
Am I going to?
You have 3.
I'm still worried about these reds, I think, as you might have seen at home. This is the one I'm going for. So I want to make sure Stella's not getting reds. So I'm going to pay this mana because I have it. I'm going to get that into my hand. Get another green out there. That's good. That's more my style.
More your style.
And now I will lay the green 8 here. So 8 is weaker than red. I'm still putting myself at a bit of risk, but red is weaker than blue. So if you're going to flank me there, it has to be with a higher card. So I'm giving myself the best chance I can here.
According to what you have in hand?
Just the best chance I can.
If considering that you are a green is your style, so you can't play it here because it's ace. Oh, well, because it's
too high. Yep.
Yeah, too high, and you can't play this because it's still the same reason.
Yep.
So that's probably the only play. The next time you're probably going to try to play here. Otherwise, you would have played something right away, I assume. So
and the green queen is out. So.
That's correct. So means that it kind of safely deduced that Tarrant has got green king that he's trying to play. Might as well show it.
And I still think you've got a blue somewhere, but.
Look, there's that's interesting, but I think I can do it. Let me draw the card first. I think it's gonna be a couple of steps, or maybe if I'm lucky, I'm gonna play a joker here.
Okay, so first joker we're seeing. Any of us can treat that as any color while it's on the table, and it has no number, so it can go into any empty space.
So I will treat it as red. In this case.
which means it flanks this card. So now you are the one with
the mana.
The mana. This card is removed. I thought I had it well set up being in there next to the ace.
It's just a tug of war, isn't it?
Indeed.
That's my joker.
So it is a little, well, in that position I can't really flank it because it doesn't have the 2 cards. So I'm in a weak position now. All right, I shall draw. All right, and now I will play this one over here. And now I'm going to treat this joker as yellow. So that's going to flank this card away.
Great play, Tarrant.
So I'm just trying to remove those blues.
Good point, good point. All right, let me get this card. I'm going to play the card here. So I'm hoping that this is safe and Tarrant can't get rid of me and steal my mana again. I keep saying money. Mana.
Yeah, well, it's sneaky. Now I can't do that same trick with a yellow card, and blue's at real risk again. Okay, I'll draw.
What's your trick up your sleeve now, Tarrant?
I will... This is my trick. I'm going to try once again to get a green card in here.
That's really close, Tarrant. All right. Well, Tarrant is one probably movement away. Oh, not really. He doesn't have the money. But I'm going to play this one now. I've got the blue. And I can play the queen above the ace.
Yes, very good. I was unable to stop that there. This was a smart play.
I will play... I pay 2 mana, and that's it.
That's it. You've got all of your cards out.
Your spirit cards out.
You're certainly very close to running out of mana there and having to score it on points.
Yeah, it was like
I think you would have won as well because you had a couple of queens out there and mine were jacks.
It was really close and really, really close tug of war near the end of the game. So there's Piri Piri Summoners.
Yes, so as you can see, that's the way it plays out. You can build it up to 3 or 4 players. It'll mean that all of the spirit cards end up in play if you're at 4, and you've got a lot more dimensions and things going on.
Yes.
And of course, everyone has one of these little handcrafted wooden figures. So again, this one's the capybara.
And this one, the wild boar.
Yep. And then
my favorite.
Then we have Tanuki, the bear here.
Look, I swear this looks like a little bit like a skinnier yellow koala from Australia.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, see?
That sort of vibe.
Yeah.
And then the Japanese hare here as well.
And these, they don't have special powers. They play exactly the same. It's just like a mug where you play the card with these little cute animals.
Yes, and of course there are lovely home decor as well.
Yes.
In addition to these wooden coins. And of course these cards. I mean, these are great playing cards as well. You can play your conventional old school card games as well using these because it is a full deck of 54.
Hopefully you've enjoyed that, you find it useful. Please hit the like button, that will really help us. And check out the project page, I'll link it below. And hopefully you have a great day. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vassell.